What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another breakdown. So I just got back from vacation with my family, and I'm absolutely dead, which is why I'm not going to do a webinar today. But I do want to break down the charts for you guys and what we could potentially expect here from obviously Nasdaq, US 30, and the S&P 500. So starting off with SPX, last week we had a nice strong bullish close, mainly because of CPI and how positive CPI actually came down with signs that inflation is slowing down. Now, with price action closing this strong, we do have a few key levels to actually be paying attention to. There's a few areas that I already have marked off here on my charts if you guys would like to kind of look at the same levels and just mark them off yourselves as well. But realistically, starting off with the daily time frame, we're clearly in a very strong bullish condition right now. Price action is continuing to make higher lows and continuing to make higher highs. So at this point in time, it's kind of when I would expect some form of a pullback. Now, where could we possibly see a pullback to? Ultimately, it just really depends. It really depends if sellers really step back into the markets at these highs and how far we can get a pullback to. There's a few levels and areas that I'm going to be paying attention to. Mainly the two key levels that I'm going to be looking at is going to be roughly 44.88 and 44.43. These are going to be the two main key levels. 44.43 for a really steep pullback, 44.48 for a little bit of a pullback, and then a stronger continuation to the upside. Obviously, we do have this daily 45.09 area of previous resistance. As you guys can see, price action is rejecting right now. So on the lower time frames, if price action does start to get above 45.09, we could possibly see continuations on buys up into the 42.50s or 45.20s, possibly even the 45.27 range, maybe even the 45.47s. So as of right now, I would continue to expect a pullback with price action unless price starts to break back above 4,509. If price starts to break back above 4,509, again, we could see these other levels start to potentially get hit. And this is when I would be looking to take possible buys, a break above 4,509, or maybe even a possible bounce play around the 44.88s. Now, if price action does break under this 44.88, then I would just keep starting a trail and look for other areas for price action to bounce off of. The next one would be this 44.71 area, 44.70. Let's call it would be the next area for price action to potentially look to take a bounce off of. But again, normal pullbacks is healthy, normal market conditions. We could see some form of a pullback up until 45.09s and then probably a move back down. But we'll wait and see what happens with the market this week overall. Now on the Nasdaq, there's a few other key levels that I'm going to be paying attention to. We have 15,685, 15,560, 15,539. I'm going to be mainly paying attention to these three levels. That's just because where price action is trading at right now. These are the three relevant areas. So as you guys can see so far, price action has rejected 15,688, and we are trading under 15,560. So with price action currently trading under this area of support, if price action continues to remain under this area of previous support, as you guys can see here, then we could easily see a steeper move down into the 15,359s. I wouldn't look to buy the Nasdaq again unless we start to trade back above 15,560, where you can see we have a bounce here, a nice bounce here, and then a continuation up into the next resistance range. So if price action does break above 15,560, we could look for buys up into the 15,616 range or the 15,684 range. If price action continues to remain below, then we could possibly see a continued sell-off. Then last but not least, US 30. US 30 has tried to make multiple attempts to break higher up into this resistance range, which is essentially where I was looking for buys on the last live session that we actually did. And price did come up all the way to that area, and then this bounce play setup did play out very well. If you guys were to go back and watch the live, I said there's two ways I'm going to be looking for buys. Either a break of resistance here or a break of the high setup, or I'm going to be looking for a possible bounce play at this area of support, which the bounce play ended up playing out, and then the break of the high setup would have played out very nice here as well. There's even a little bit of a break and retest here, market open and a higher move up. But now with price action currently trading back under this range, the question kind of rises like, okay, well, if price action continues to trade below this range, where could we possibly go? We could literally easily just wait for a break retest, look to maybe sell back down into 34,337 roughly. Or if price continues to break above this area, again, you could look for that break at the high setup or a nice break, retest, and then a continuation up. That's literally all I would be looking for on US 30. I want to keep this breakdown super simple and straight to the point. Other than that, guys, I hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and I will see you guys on the live session on Tuesday. Take care, everybody.